Yonkers was a pedophile. Ruros is a pedophile. Ruros is a pedophile. Ruros, you pedophile. Is your wife mad because you're a pedophile? I know it's causing problems in your relationship. You pedophile little...
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Good afternoon, folks. I am Freddie Vasquez, the one and only. The guy that everyone in Yonkers seems to be talking about right now. He is I and I is him. And I got a lot to say. You want to know my business? Tune into my show. Because I got no problems talking about my business. Because I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a thug that stabs people in bars at White Plains. I don't beat up my stepdad because I'm trying to take my mother's money. I don't have sex with councilwomen in the back of bars by the dumpsters. Or have sex with council members in the mayor's office. I don't do stuff like that, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. I am a family man and I care about my family. And today, the pedophile is going crazy. The pedophile, Yonkers Royce, Rui Ben Rios, or whatever his name is, he's known as Ruros. The family genes are not so good. His son, a Yonkers police officer, is currently sitting at a desk without his gun. He and a friend attacked another man at a White Plains bar and stabbed him. Gang assault. Did you know that? Does he talk about that? No, he doesn't. He does not. He is a tool for elected officials. That's right. A tool for you guys. Brian Harrod, the fat slob he is, also is a tool. And in fact, just not about 4 years ago, Yonkers Voice was at a protest in front of Brian Harrod's apartment because of his past with sexual assault, putting cameras in women's bathrooms. Brian Harrod. Remember, he was a janitorial guy. He had a janitorial business. Was he really putting cameras in bathrooms? Yes. The guy's a slob. He has not been kicked out of Macy. Why? You have families, parents protesting in front of his apartment. Wilson Kimbo, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. Remember when you guys reached out to me? When I had that woman who you guys stole her voucher, supposedly, and I spoke on the podcast about it and you guys called me right up. Remember that? Remember, Lakeisha? You were calling me, texting me. I want to help her. Brandon McGrath sends her an email. Well, I'm reporting something else. There's a man that lives at one of your buildings, municipal housing over there by Ashburton and Vineyard, or whatever it's called, in St. Joseph, the old Mulford Gardens. Parents were protesting because they wanted him out. Why is he not out? Why have you not reached out to me, Lakeisha, about that? Tell your boss, Wilson Kimbo, we got to get this guy out. He is a threat to families and kids, women and kids in a municipal housing. You guys already had one issue. Remember the employee? Whatever happened to him? The guy that went in the staircase with the 16-year-old girl? Remember that? I suggest you guys tell Ruros maybe he ought to reconsider what he's doing. Because I've had some level of decency, believe it or not. I've maintained a level of decency, believe it or not. There are much that I can say about your families, your wives, and what you are doing on the side. And I've kept away from that. But now I'm going to go all in. It ain't about me. If it was just about me, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care. But this man and Brian and these elected officials are attacking my wife. It ain't even about the business. I don't even care. You believe this pedophile? So be it. So be it. You don't want to bring your child to my daycare? Listen, I hate for you to think that way, because we are amazing at what we do. But if you truly believe a pedophile that has been convicted of it, I don't have any convictions of anything they've accused me of. No one's ever accused me of anything that these people are accusing me of now. No one. But now you have this pedophile accusing me of, or my wife and me. I don't even know what he's saying. He's just putting a video up that he's edited, and he's accusing me of things, and he's posting my business, a picture of my business, putting our kids now in real danger. Because we didn't have kids back then. We weren't open then. This was family members. This was something between family. It's our business. But unfortunately, I have family members who are addicted to heroin and crack. And he exploited them. They exploited them. How did he know about the police report? What a coincidence. Megan Breen, you were the supervising officer that day. Can I get you to come on my show? Can I get you to come on my show and say, yeah, we responded? He was a victim. His wife was a victim. His business was a victim. We asked him if he wanted to press charges. And he said no, because that was his family. He just wanted it to go away. So Megan Breen, can you come on my show and clarify that? Because that pedophile that somehow got the police report and that video doesn't put the police report clearly, where it states that I was attacked, where the woman that you see me having to restrain, who was trying to attack my wife, along with her sister and a third person, said that that she attacked me. She started it. It's in there. Look at the date. It didn't just happen. This was damn near 2 years ago. 2 years ago. We didn't even have a C of O. We were not open. We didn't have the water fountain. We didn't have the mop sink. We didn't have all that shit that they wanted us to put in before we could open. And this wasn't random. This was Freddie doing what he does, helping people. Giving a man a second chance who just came out of jail, and because he's my uncle. And this is what I get. This isn't the first time my family's done this to me. But I've cut all ties with them. However, you have individuals within the city of Yonkers that want to see Freddie Vasquez destroyed. I am a huge threat. I am a huge threat, apparently. And I'm going to continue to remain that threat. You think you're going to get rid of me with this? I'm not guilty of anything. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. And what you did was light a fire under my ass that I did not have before. So to all of you folks saying, Freddie, you're not going after the Spanos enough. Well, guess what? Let's talk about it. Because I know where this came from. Let's talk about it. Empire Strategic Planning. Why do they have that contract with Empress? Let's talk about insurance fraud. Why are they having to commit insurance fraud? Empire Strategic Planning. You ready? I don't play no games with my wife. And if you don't understand that, I don't really care if you don't. That's my thing. I love her. I'll protect her any which way. I'm not a man that's committed violence. I don't go out there and look for problems. I've done more for people than most people. And I say that just to say that I'm a good guy. I'm a good man. My wife is a great woman. She's a better woman than I am a man. And that is why I defend her and I protect her. Because a scum like you all, a pedophile. And is the city of Yonkers, is the administration helping Ruros with his son? Is that why he is lying? As you saw the other night at the city council meeting, that is why does he not talk about other things that are important? He says he stays away from politics, right? Oh, that's not my thing. I'm not the political. But look at you. You're all in politics. But it's only showing them in a good light. He never questions anything they do. And in fact, he said on Tuesday night meeting, there were only a handful of people who were against the term limit extension. Well, maybe that man has 20 fingers on his one hand, but that's not true. He also didn't tell you that most of the room was filled with DPW workers. Folks, I have information that I just got today that makes me want to do the dance. I want to dance because this information that I got today, I cannot talk about it. I cannot, unfortunately. But it should make everyone feel good. Everybody here in the city of Yonkers should be feeling good. I heard some information today. Folks, it's going to get good. It's going to get so good this coming year. And you think you guys are going to stop me with this? We didn't do anything. We didn't do anything. We were attacked. Like literally, we were assaulted. This is what I'm saying. This guy's victim. And then he puts this up. He puts up, I hear your wife is upset about it. Could you believe this guy? How many of you are husbands that are watching and listening to me right now? How many of you are husbands? Don't hold back, Freddie. They want to play dirt, then play ball. 1,000%. Let's do it. All this muscling because you stand for Yonkers residents. Absolutely. That believe in term limits. Insane and ridiculous. Absolutely. Because if you think about it, you see they're coming hard at me now, right? Because I'm talking about the term limits. That's what this is all about. We were attacked. The police were there. They investigated. He has a police report. Why didn't I go to jail if I did something wrong? I had no gun. It was 2 years ago. We had no C of O. We weren't opened. This was between family. It wasn't random. He says none of that. None of that. None of that. How about that female YPD officer who watched a man get assaulted and did nothing? Did anything have happen to her? Yes. She was actually thrown under the bus, and she is on desk duty now. And I hear her father is, a big guy. He's upset about that. I mean, this administration is just now running reckless. They are offending people that once were good with them. And this is why a lot of this is coming out. People all over are tired. They're just ready to see you guys go. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. But Yonkers would not be going through what we're going. I wouldn't be going through this if it wasn't for this administration. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line. And this has got to stop. And there have been a lot of people in the city of Yonkers that have been targeted by Brian Harrod, by Yonkers Voice, by city employees, by fake accounts. But don't worry, folks. We're making a lot of noise. We are making a lot of noise. And it's not in vain. It is not in vain. That's all I'm going to say. The name is Rui Benrose. Yep, the pedophile. The pedophile. Folks, I'm not lying about this guy. He's a pedophile. That's why when John Cater wanted me to work with him, I said, no, John, this guy's a pedophile. Pedophile, John. Why would I work with this guy? He don't even like you, John. He ain't cool with you, John. He ain't report nothing about Mike Cater. He didn't step up. And it's not about defending Mike Cater, because I wasn't about defending Mike Cater. I'm not, nothing with Mike Cater, John Cater, none of them. I just talk about what's right. And it was wrong what they did to Mike Cater. And I see it. That's it. Right? But he never backed you guys up. Never. He never backed up the Caters. Whether he was doing it to do the right thing or because you guys have put money in his pocket. He ain't never backed y'all up. And I hope you starting to see that. This guy don't got your back. He ain't gonna help you. He's got to worry about his son. He's got to make sure that the mayor helps his son out. So he's got to make sure that the mayor becomes elected again, becomes mayor again. That's his goal. Otherwise, his son is done. His son is going to jail where he belongs. You should feel good about being a threat. Oh, I do. You know what it is? It's not about me. It's about my wife. Yo, honestly, yo. It's about my wife, and they know that. And they know that. That's why they're going after her. Did they put any police? Is there any arrest records? No arrest records. Any convictions? Where's the convictions at? Where? Nothing. So they got to make things up. They exploited a family member who has a drug problem. That's what they did. And then they're victimizing a woman who has given herself to everyone she's come in contact with. Find a person that'll say something bad about her besides that pedophile. And it's unbelievable. The Spanos are hard to get to when are being protected by all their minions. Yeah, we'll see. You should feel good about being, listen, that's why I'm exposing their minions. This is what I spoke to John Cater about. John didn't want, and I put it up there, John, because your pedophile friend is talking about it, John. I told John this. John says, Freddie, don't go after certain people. He calls me up. Some people are calling me up. You know what? You're a minion. Screw you. Okay? Because you're the reason why this is still going on. And you guys are the ones that attack people with your fake accounts. So screw them. They're not doing right by the people. They are part of the problem. And Ruros is one of them. Brian Harrod is another one. You touch a nerve they don't like. That's right. They're showing me their cards. And by the way, Zahi, I did go see my attorney. Well, you didn't think I have one with that BS lawsuit? $1 million. It's a joke. It's a joke, folks. My attorney laughed. And my attorney is good. Listen, he's so good that I actually got offered free legal service, but I had to go with my attorney, and I paid him. I just left him a check. Nothing little. It was no little check. Right? Ruros, probably your yearly rent. Ruros, he shouldn't be 2,000 feet from a school. Exactly. Or a playground if he's a pedo. Exactly. I agree. And I've put the paperwork up. So why haven't our elected officials stop associating with him? Why do they let him in schools and events where kids are at? Because all they care about is showing themselves off to his followers. That's it. That's all he cared. That's all they care about. They don't care about the kids. They cared about the kids. Our schools wouldn't look like they look, right? Think about it. Birds of a feather flock together. So there must be more pedos in the Spano crime family. And now I'm going to leave that there. You can keep it there. The city of Yonkers, the city of nepotism, right? Absolutely. Spouses and families should be left out. 1,000%. 1,000%. Anyone I've ever spoken about has a connection to politics, whether woman or man, because they want to say, oh, you're going after women. No, I'm not. It so happens that 4 women are in the council. What am I supposed to do? Ignore them because they're women, even though they're selling out our city? Should I just ignore it because they're women? No, they're politicians. They're elected officials. They knew what they were getting themselves into. My wife didn't want this, though. She didn't ask for this. She stays low. She doesn't give me any information. She doesn't talk to me about it. Nothing. We have set that boundary up. And honestly, it's a bit weird because it's almost like we have 2 separate lives now because of it. It is. It's almost like that. But I don't want her to be impacted by it at all. And they know that. So this is why they attack my wife. But that just goes to show the type of human beings that they are, right? But it's impacted us because a parent called up my wife and said, I saw this, I'm concerned for my child. And at first she was like, I'm done. But my wife, fortunately, explained that's happened almost 2 years ago. We weren't open. We didn't have any kids there. We didn't even start doing the stuff that they wanted us to do with the water fountain and all that stuff. I was just in there touching things up. little paint stuff, getting our office, setting, getting furniture and all that stuff. We were doing that stuff because we didn't even know we had to put the water fountain and all that stuff in at that time. Then they started telling us all this stuff, right? And then that's when we had this whole long thing. And then we finally are opened up now. But it wasn't random. It wasn't like a random person just came into my office, because what I was doing is while we were doing work there to set it all up, I was running my office for my other businesses out of there, because I have a restoration company. I have a construction management company. I also have a insurance adjusting company, as well as a real estate company, or several. But they're not going to find that, because I don't do things all in my name. And it's not illegal. It's just the way you set it up. It's all how you structure your businesses and your stuff. And I learned. So they think they know all about me, but they don't. They don't know who I am. But they're lucky I do this podcast, that's for sure. They're 1,000% lucky I do this podcast, that's for sure. A couple of my friends are neighbors with the retired YPD cop that was beating his wife. He lives on Chase Avenue. Let's go, people. I need the information. Let's out these people. And it's not about all the Yonkers police officers. Yonkers police officers, for the most part, are awesome individuals, awesome men and women. So I don't want to generalize, because by saying, all cops are like this guy, it's like saying all Spanish people are criminals because Jose over there wanted to rob the store. That's generalizing, and that's not okay. So I don't generalize with all cops. Anyone's capable of being a horrible person. You could be a police officer, or you could be a teacher, like the teacher that was arrested for touching little kids here in the city of Yonkers. You could be a fireman, touching little girls, or you could want to be a wannabe journalist and be a pedophile like Ruros. Or you could be a criminal thug like his son, who beat up a guy, he jumped him with a friend and stabbed him. So it's about the people. But this is why we have to get rid of this family and friends and this nepotism here in the city of Yonkers, because individuals are getting hired that should not ever be in those positions. No police officer who beats his wife on a regular basis should ever be a cop. No one, or any business, anything. And no one who's a pedophile should ever be allowed near children in a school or associating with elected officials. But again, folks, we live in the city of hills where nothing's on the level. But we got to change that. We're going to straighten this bitch out. That's for sure. The entire city is corrupted, including the courts. Yes, they are. Absolutely. Judges hanging out with politicians, and I got pictures of it, aka politicians in black robes. Justice for sale, 1,000%. How do you think Elena Goldberg got there? How do you think Lakeisha Collins Bellamy is going to get there? She wants to be a judge. It's almost guaranteed. It's like, you got it. Just make sure you do this for us, Lakeisha. And you got it. Oh, we're going to put your husband too in the YPD as well. You got it. Just do this for us. Ruros, what do you want? You got it. 6-pack, little coke, a prostitute. Is that what you want, Ruros? Is that what you get for doing what you do? Is that how they pay you? Because it don't look like you're making much money. They ain't paying you that much to look like a dirtbag that you're looking like. They're not paying you that much. But I guess a 6-pack, some coke, maybe a hookah is all you need. And that's what your landlord told me. And that's a fact. That's a fact. His landlord told me that. No cop would cover up domestic violence, should be a cop. 1,000%. 1,000%. And you know who else covered it up? It wasn't just the police. No. Empress. Empress covers up a lot of shit. Those freaking insurance fraud committing ass mofos. That's right. Empress commits insurance fraud. If you ever get picked up by Empress, make sure you check your bill. Did they give you oxygen? Or did they just charge you for it? I'm serious. Look at the bill. Make sure that everything that you charged to your insurance, they actually did. And who else are they covering up for? Empress. So with those response times, you ever get them up? Are you too busy doing transports because that's where you make your money? Are you still only paying Empire Strategic Planning $3,500 a month, or has it gone up? And what about the unions, the Yonkers PBA? Did you know that the Yonkers PBA pays Empire Strategic Planning $50,000 a year? For what? Union, $50,000 in union fees. Officers working hard, risking their life. And they got to break bread with this union that will throw under the bus in a minute. Ask Anthony DiMaggio. He'll tell you. Boy, you guys are working hard. Boy, you got, oh, CPS is at my business. Look at these motherfuckers. This is why, look. CPS is at my business. I'm going to tell you this. Jamie, you emailed me not too long ago. It's going to get popping. I'm Freddie Vasquez. I'll be back because CPS is at my business. You fucking pieces of shit. Hey, Jamie, I'll be back on tonight. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about it. I suggest you make